everybody on Twitch and YouTube. Have a slight shift in schedule due to some pretty exciting things, I think. We are going to be having more arranging streams. I initially didn't realize how um, involved streaming plus arranging would be, and it is indeed involved. Um, and like some parts of the arranging process, I actually need to be like not thinking about like all the streaming stuff. And so I really focused on that, but once I got a little bit more practiced with it, I figure I should do more of these just while I'm getting a lot of the bulk of this work done. So I'm the arranger for a musical. I realize that arranger isn't really a term that everybody knows, and that's totally fine. We I'm all about the like educating folks about what goes into making art and making a musical, especially a group effort. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. If you are not yet on my Discord, please let me know. Also, nothing has changed about the Fridays being for donations. So I will have my Ko-fi thing set up, but on the regular um, stream thing. But yeah, we're getting set up here. All right, Crunchy Brownies. Hello. Yeah, we're shifting the schedule. I didn't even say why, my bad. So the rehearsals for the musical that I am arranging for is going to be taking place on, you guessed it, on Fridays. That tends to happen sometimes. You're just like, oh, I don't have a schedule yet, so I'm gonna just pick an arbitrary day. And of course, lo and behold, um, it becomes that day. And good news too, I actually do have some alerts now. They should be working. We'll see, but we won't really know until something happens. Oh, okay, sorry, my thing was playing. Anyway, so and I usually don't have headphones on, but I am putting them on just for this because I do want to avoid arbitrary DMCA takedowns. I am very aware that has been an issue in this community and just in YouTube in general. It's been a thing since I've been on the internet. I actually I mean, I'm not gonna say what my job exactly was, but I did work in that realm at one point, and thankfully I wasn't like going after random folks, but I worked for a company and the DMCA stuff that I was like trying to inform whatever platform it was actually wasn't even YouTube. It was or Twitch or anything like that. It generally was people on like Redbubble or making shirts with the image of the person that I worked for and like making a profit or making money off the band or something like that. And so that was a really interesting job. And like the stuff that I did was mainly just like to scare them into taking it down. Like there wasn't ever anything weird or like actual punitive action because when people get like legalese, like a letter that's a cease and desist and whatnot, you're supposed to cease. And like these things are in my case because I was just kind of the grunt work of like trying to look for these violations. Um, the Most of the time people did take it down, and in the case of my job, there would have been action, and it would have been annoying, and it's really good that people just ended up taking it down. But yeah, I'm all for the like, hey, please take it down. We're not going to do anything, no actions. But lately, I have been seeing more stream news and YouTube commentator news where I think there was even somebody who I saw recently talking about putting news like images or quoting the news, even maybe sourcing what you say, such as with the the Charlie Kirk assassination and stuff like that. A lot of who was the streamer? Moist Critical was talking about how he's not going to do that, the news quoting or putting the screen share of the news anymore because they're really relentless with the takedown stuff. And I don't think I agree with that. I think news is meant to be shared and commented on because like we have this commentator culture on the internet. So I'm like, I don't understand why that is a thing. So, all right. Well, it has been a week and I'm trying things out. I'm a bit of a hello, Jello. Hello. Yeah, that's wild, right? Um, yeah, so like I don't agree with like like DMCA takedowns for stuff like the news, like I copyright is supposed to like at its core it's supposed to um protect works of art, protect creative um stuff like that. I have a lot of complicated opinions on copyright. Um Highly recommend Googling, or maybe not Googling, um internet searching. I highly recommend looking up copy left. It's a very interesting concept, copy left. And I have a couple friends who actually even write songs and put copy left on it. And copyright is the thing of like per, private property. It's very in that realm. It was supposed to like at its core, if you remember like US history or whatever, it was supposed to make it so people do um or sorry, people are encouraged and are incentivized to make new things. But then now we're in this time where when somebody says something bad or criticizes someone, then they put up these DMCA takedowns because what they quoted them. I don't know about that. That's a little sus. You know what I mean? It's a little weird. I'm gonna test this alert, see what happens.
Boi Xochi just followed.
It did work, but it's looking weird, isn't it? Oh, it's duplicated. I see, I see, I see. Let's see that. Okay. We have alerts now. Yay. It took me forever to figure that out. Twitch is a whole just plethora. Cool. It sounded normal. I also don't want to like blow your ears out, you know? I've had I've had moments like that where I'm like, oh, this was way too loud. So the other sound we're gonna check. Boom! Okay, we're in Sibelius. This is the app I use. I didn't know what to put this stream on because I'm not really technically doing music per se. I mean, I am, but I'm not performing on the stream. So we're just trial and erroring. I'm gonna see how just chatting as a category goes. That well, let's see how it goes. And doesn't if it doesn't go well, uh, we'll try something else. But I just don't think this would have fit in the category of music. So anyway, so we're yapping and we're making music. So this is a song by my friend Itzel. And in fact, I'm just gonna take a second to shoot her a message in case she wants to join. So the band's name is Hazel or HZEL, and she's got a She's got a EP, and she's also the music director on this musical, Silhouettes of Scarlet. And Silhouettes of Scarlet is a musical I've been involved in since June of last year. So, yeah, 2024. And I was just playing piano on this musical, but I really loved it and I love the people. And it's a queer led and queer majority, if we're being honest, and BIPOC musical. It's about like Black trauma and also grief, and just the concept of like multiple intersections of grief colliding on each other and also being like tied into each other, such as having a really like toxic and abusive relationship and at the same time as the lead character's father dying, and how that trauma will be kind of bonded for a long time, if not forever. um, Very rough story, but the new version of the musical, because there each time it plays, there's something different to the story, and it's intentional. It's building upon itself, and also um, kind of having a unique experience for the audience. And this one that's coming up is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm really excited. I read most of the script, and it does have to do with how when you have a toxic or very enmeshed, abusive relationship that does a number on you, and then you um, have other relationships after it, but you like run away from it, it starts to really uh, that person starts to kind of like invade, at least in your mind, every relationship you have, and how that can be really destructive and can start patterns that you are trying to run away from, but you can't run away until you confront. So that's that's that. It's a very heavy musical, but I have the privilege of being the musical arranger. And in the title of this, I said writing a musical and yapping, but I guess I could also say that I'm writing the musical because I believe that the sonic portion is a huge part of the storytelling with musicals. So, all right, this is number basically number one of this series, I suppose. Okay. So I wanted to do this song today because there's not too, I did a lot of like creative work yesterday and we have a fix on this. And I also don't see a lot of arranging content even on YouTube, which hello YouTube if you're watching there. Um, we are also streaming there, and all the donations that we get on Ko-fi will go to the two families in North Gaza. And if you want it to go from to one over the other, you can put an H for Hala or an M, or you can say their names, Hala or Mahdi, Mahdi. So both of them desperately need a tent, and we're trying to raise 2K for both of them. So 4K total, which is a big ask for like one Twitch stream. But if you are interested in like reading the campaign and stuff like that, on my Instagram, there is a links in that bio, and just for the heck of it, I'm also going to put it in the chat. So, da 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 da. I might as well put it in the chat, huh? Oh. But yeah, while I'm doing that, I'll talk about this song. So, this is a song that's already in existence. It's already on an EP, but this is the first time that it's actually being in the musical. And I really like this song. It's kind of got a doo-wop feel, and or like Early Motown. If you remember that song from like Back to the Future, Earth Angel, that's like Earth Angel, Earth Angel. It's got that type of feel, and yeah, just like Motown in general. And I love Motown as a composer, as a music fan. So uh, yeah, we love it, and I'm tasked with a couple things, which is today we're going to, initially I thought it would be easier to have it in 4/4 just for reading purposes, but this song is actually in 12/8. So for you music folks out there that are watching, um, the numbers I'm talking about, I will most likely be speaking a musical language that you may or may not understand. I don't want to assume. Uh, but if you ever are confused, please let me know. I will not be offended by your questions. So 12/8 is that there are 12 beats in the measure, and the eighth note gets the beat. All right, in the chat is going Hala's fundraiser. Boom. Okay. So you can either give on Kofi, which is totally fine and easy, and that will go directly to me and then directly to Hala. So I'm not even putting that in the Cheft fundraiser. It's going directly to her. So in the family. But that is if you want to read it. Okay, so we got an ad break. So give me 2 seconds. Okay. With you, I need to be. Okay. All right. Just need to make sure I have that in order. Do, 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 do. Okay. So, how are we going to do this? This changing over from 4/4 to 12/8. They're basically the same as far as like the beats go. So it's the difference between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. That's 4/4. 4 beats per measure. Quarter note is the beat. But then 12/8 is 12 beats. Eighth note gets the beat. So it's da 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 da. There's still 4 beats technically, but we're doing like a little triple thing. You might have heard that. You might have heard that type of beat with like it's like that type of vibe. It's very airy, like flighty. It's it's a swingy vibe, kind of carefree or whatnot. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save as the whole thing, just so we keep this copy. And I'm gonna call it 4/4 version. Save. And then we're gonna save again. And it's gonna be 12/8 version. Okay. So we got a 12/8 version here. And we're gonna fix this up. So this right here, in this application, this is called Sibelius. And Sibelius is named after a composer. Oh, uh, we want this over here. Boom. So yeah, I might be doing stuff that you're like, what is going on? But it's all good. Don't fear. Ba-ba-bum. I don't think I've written a chart in this key signature, at least in a long time. I tend to avoid it because it just feels like so many notes. But yeah, if you have any questions about what I do in this realm or anything else, or if you want to talk about uh, some news stuff, I have been trying my best to stay, I don't want to say stay sane, but just stay grounded because, oh my gosh, let's just say. Okay. So here's what we gotta change here. What are these being? One, two, three, four, five, six. Interesting. Oh, okay. So this chart is a mess right now. And this is why I wanted to stream when I'm just fixing stuff and not when I'm like thinking of music. Because I basically got to redo a lot of this. We're gonna have this be, yeah, we don't want this to be six. That wouldn't make any sense. Instead, we're gonna make, honestly, I'm just gonna remove all the notes because it's tripping me up. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're in baritone sax. Okay, we're gonna go to the full score. So what we got going on here. So now when I get to the tempo up here, so this just like describes to the musicians what kind of feel it is. I'm gonna remove 12/8 because that is already there. The honks were intense. Oh no. Okay, yeah, I do have the audio coming in. Holy crap, it's all the way up. Thank you. Let's try the honks now. Honk. That was a baritone sax, so that is a little intense. I don't really have any. Oh, here we go. Was that better? Honk. Thank you for calling that out. Yeah, that audio is way down at the bottom. Way down. Definitely choir, but can go a little bit louder. Okay. Yeah, because I do want to show you some of the stuff. Let's see. So I do have a keyboard right here. So I'm just messing around there. Keyboard is quiet. It's the honks that are loud. Indeed. Oh, here we are. This chart is a mess. Kind of wish I fixed it up before, but that's okay. We're gonna basically take all these little lines out as we go along. So I probably won't be describing every action I do unless somebody's like, yeah, please do that. I'll just do what is helpful. Okay. So the true beat of this is not this little guy, this like rest here. It's gonna be a dotted quarter rest. There you go. See how there's four now? One, two, three. The honks are likely too quiet now. I did boost it a bit. Let's see. Oh, guess it's not on it. Let's see. Let me go back to the honk. Is that a satisfactory honk? Satisfactory honk. is the name of this clip. Satisfactory honk. Can go a little bit louder. Yeah, prior to this, it was all the way up. So, where are ya? Where are ya? Hey there, it's writing for me. Satisfactory honk honk. I'm gonna delete that. Satisfactory honk. I've never streamed in this category. Just chatting. Uh, all right. Okay. There. How are we doing tonight? This fine Friday. Okay, now this is all weird. So I'm glad I saved. It's kind of like when you game and you want to save before something gets messed up. All right, we'll get there. Feel. I guess doo-wop or mm, do. Oh, why is it like this? That's just the tempo mark. When this guy's gonna go here. So everything's just gotta be shifted over. So I'm actually gonna highlight all of the chords because I think it's going by literally the beats that I put in. So I put in like 4 beats per measure. So it's just gotta be moved over. Chord symbols. Okay. One. Dun, 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 dun. There you go. Truth be told, I actually did do a test stream of this stuff recently, and it was very difficult because I only had it on one screen. So imagine trying to keep track of the chat and this. So it was very, very difficult. Oh. Oh, it like changes it all for me. That makes sense. All right, all these chords are out of whack. We're gonna. So sometimes it's helpful to do what is called panorama view, which is how I have it now, but sometimes it's actually helpful to have the page like this. Look at all these instruments. All right, guitar. Right here. Change all these. So what would be the whole note of this guy? Uh, uh, some sort of type of whole note. Where is my like super whole note? I don't know. It's called a whole note. Don't don't get it twisted. Whole as in you are whole without, I don't know. You are complete. No. I know there's, oh, this guy. Uh, Why can't I make this a double whole note? Oh, maybe that's why. Because that's not actually what I want. So there's, I guess it's just six counts, huh? When the, ah, oh, we want, yeah, I'm not sure what it would be for like, just hold it out for this whole measure. I feel like, huh, maybe instead just an equidistant, 3 beats to 3 beats. I don't know. Do you guys have an opinion about like should I just do this on the music category? I felt self-conscious. I was just like all the music category is like music is being played. I suppose this is also music being played in a different way. So I'm gonna change this into, nope, that. So that's literally all I had to do. If I was doing this on paper pencil, I would just put a dot next to all the slashes, but that's just not how it works on a computer. Some of the ways that technology is better, and then some of the ways that paper pencil is better. I did learn how to do paper pencil first. Um, but yeah, it is interesting because I have a background in uh, piano, classical music, and then pretty promptly I did jazz and pop, but the degree I got in music was in just kind of everything. It's called commercial music, and so teaching you, I don't actually think I need these yet until I actually listen to something that's not coming out of these speakers. Yeah, like I can hear that. Okay. Oh, excuse me. What? We are in business. Okay. When the song is definitely catchy. And if you want to see the musical in person, it'll be in Los Angeles, at the Latino Theater Company, LATC. That will be on December 11th. The tickets haven't come out yet, though, so that has not been announced. Okay. We're literally just going to spam this button. It's the R button if you are interested in learning Sibelius. The R button is like repeat. It just like whatever you have selected, it'll do it again. Okay, so since we now, so I don't lose this idea, there's a command called capture idea. actually don't know if it did it. So this little idea I have here, I'm gonna make sure it goes into my idea pile just in case I lose it. Because I don't need these. I don't need these triplets. I don't know how to make something not a triplet. I could just make infinite triplets. Just kidding. Where is my idea pad? Because I just want to make sure. Score. Ha! Okay, that one I don't need, but we do have it here, so that's fine. I have literally never used that before this project, but it's very helpful so that you like write down an idea and then you forget it and you're like, damn, but you need somewhere to store those ideas. So capture idea is the way. Um, we're gonna just do bum, 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 bum. Okay, so it actually starts here. Why is it doing this? Oh, yeah, I'm not like the biggest fan of this app, but it's like the only one I know besides Logic, and Logic kind of stinks. Hmm. So this time I could actually use the piano for this. Let's see. Oh, wait. I think that's how it goes. No triplets. Okay, I messed that up. Okay. It sounds like Isn't She Lovely? Stevie Wonder to me. See, I'm drawing a lot upon Motown on this one. Oh, that's a little different than what I did. All right, we're gonna capture this idea because I think it's rhythmically wrong. Capture something if it has it. Huh. All right, I'll just do this then. Ba, ba, ba. I have blueberries. That's what I'm snacking on. Okay, so this is gonna be mimicked by I'm just gonna put it as a cue or just kind of telling people in other instruments what they're gonna hear, just in case they get lost. Something from my experience of like doing music stuff is people always appreciate cues, even if you think it's like too much information. As long as it doesn't clutter, I don't think it really matters. So this one actually isn't a cue. The violin is playing this. This is what I mean by it. Stuff is gonna get jacked up as far as like everything moving. Do 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 do. Where did my? Okay, 12/8. So let's go back to the topic at hand. We need to fix the chord part. Yeah, this is all shifted over. I also gotta have um the vocal part for these, but that's going last because what needs to happen first is the instrumental. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I just texted the musical in case they want to check it out because I don't think I've ever seen somebody do this. So I'm just like, why not? I keep wanting to fix everything in the string part, but I'm going to ignore it. And y'all don't even know what it is. So it's not a big deal. With I already gave this chart to them too, so they're gonna have to get a new one. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, it's even not fully lining up. That's okay. Now I'm starting to wonder if I should have done it differently. I could. I know what to do. This looks difficult, what the way I'm doing it. Instead, I'm going to open the other version. I'm going to open the other version, the 4/4 version, of course, and put it on the side here. So I will copy and paste from each version. Bada bing, bada boom. Because, wow. In that case, I can delete literally everything. That might seem counterintuitive, but I think not. Because I get confused. What has been fixed, what hasn't? So far, everything up to here is fixed, but at the same time, I just don't wanna mess with it. I'm gonna need to fix the measures. But just to honor the time that I spent on it, let's save. And we're gonna take everything from here all the way to the end. Boom. We're gonna delete. Remove them from the file. I don't know what that means. What that mean? Hmm. Since I already have it over there, why am I being paranoid now? I'm gonna say no. I mean, I don't see a harm. So now it looks really clean. See that? It looks whole note or whole rest is just the whole measure. Now I want to change this, not gonna lie. Let's see what happens. I mean, that looks pretty good. So now when I put a whole note, I do wonder what happens. Um, Mamma mia. Let's make sure this is extended. I guess you can only see the corner. I don't think it matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter because I'm just gonna be copying over. All right, let's do this. Uh, see what a whole note looks like in 12/8. Yeah, it still looks like a whole note. So it isn't even that long, so maybe I will do a whole note. Or like a it's kind of like a pickup. Um, Not necessarily. I wish I put a pickup bar. Let's see. A pickup bar. Pickup bar. I don't think I can. Meow. Oh well. Yeah. Let's make it a whole note. Sometimes I think about like if I should notate the guitar part right there, but I'm also writing with the people that are playing in mind. And sometimes it's just easier to write it in plain English. You know what I mean? That's what I did learn in college. I got really bogged down by musical terms and like I have to put the right like wording or like the right symbol and people will just know what it means. Sometimes they do, but most of the time even the person who doesn't know what it means or who does know what it means will also understand plain English. So, in that case, wouldn't it just be better to do plain English? That's how I think about it. Okay, I'm gonna see what happens when I copy all the chord symbols and let's see if it actually copies over well. Chord symbols. Uh, Why? All right, I'm just gonna do the first two because I already have the rest. So, eh. No, don't. Mhm. I'm pretty baffled and definitely need to like put a limit on my Instagram and just general internet usage right now because I'm just over it right now. I'm having the thoughts of like, hey, like, can we get over this CK thing? Like some of the people who really care about this CK thing, um, get over like, school shootings and stuff. Uh, but yeah, it just really shows values when people who there's so many people who are silent about everything that actually matters, stuff that our tax dollars pay for, like war and genocide, je ne sais quoi, and forced man-made famine. Our tax dollars pay for that, and that isn't being talked about. And then the second they break their silence, it's like it's about mourning this man. I saw like I don't really watch everything that this person does, but he pops up sometimes. And I saw this man saying a at least for like people who have studied like like the rise of fascism, literally a Nazi slogan. And I'm like, it's right in front of y'all. And I'm convinced that what people thought when it comes to like people obviously hate Nazis. Like when I thought that, or like a lot of people thought that, it's like, oh, well, that's bad. There's a lot of people who think it's good. I think people need to recognize that people don't, even though it shouldn't be, or it shouldn't be hard to recognize why that rhetoric is bad, why that rhetoric is morally wrong, especially if you're like spiritual in any way. Um, just like, you know, not everybody thinks that way. And not in a like you got to respect their beliefs, but just like don't be so surprised, please, because then you're unprepared to deal with that. They're everywhere. They're really everywhere. They're not gone. I think it's that thing of the greatest trick the devil ever played. I don't know what this quote was. The greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing people that he doesn't exist. I think it's the same thing with stuff like fascistic thinking. All right, so in the verse, let's get this verse over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need more of these. Yes. I'm gonna put it here so I don't have to deal with the double bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One more. I think. Let's see. With you. Oh, yes. Okay, there's two measures of C minor. Selfishly, low key, I stream to check my posture periodically. Because I have a cervical spine protrusion. Like, I'm sure a lot of us actually do have from doing that. Technic. But my thing wasn't from Technic, as far as I know. Because I don't think the Technic is even, like, considering the protrusion part. It's just the slope of the spine. All right. We want to make this gold. Okay, this time we're gonna actually do the view in panorama because this will drive me a certain way. But yeah, this type of content is very trial and error. Um, we'll see how this goes over. Boom, 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 Can hear the song in my head. Ugh. Why is this weird? Oh yeah, I still have to put the extra ones. No, I feel okay. Add a bar. Chords. I'm gonna check the other side. And I really have to watch my wrist posture. I honestly think I might need one of those wrist bumpers so that I don't do this, because that's not good. I just thought I could have self-discipline and just hover, but not so. Chocolate. All right, we need more. Honestly, I do think this process is better, even though it seems like I'm starting from scratch. I'm not. Okay, we actually need one more. This is sus chord goes for one measure. And I think this is actually single note there. Okay. Bump. Okay, moving on. Instrumental solo. All right, here's where the messiness comes in. Uh, this is still okay. It's just a little wonky. So the instrumental section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cool. So we're gonna make sure before we mess with the chords, we're just gonna check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Okay. Add a single bar. 6, 7, 8. Should be good. C minor, F minor, D flat. So I'm gonna try to be quick about the cool. All right. Make sure that lines up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then double bar. Double bars are to signify the next section. It could also be like, doesn't always happen just for, we're going to the chorus now, but also maybe the second part of the chorus. There's really not too many rules with that. Dark chocolate isn't a good idea for like, I should probably drink water. That didn't make sense. I meant I should drink water when I have dark chocolate because it's drying. Makes me cough. Does anybody have the type of ADHD where the second you get like really close to something, like I'm almost done with this, all of the motivation and the dopamine gets sucked from your body? Um, Low key, this is why I'm doing this on Twitch. So I can be like accountable for something. But that also happened when I got affiliate on Twitch. I was like, okay, what now? I was building up to a goal, and that's why when you're building up to a goal, maybe have the next goal in mind, because also I thought it was not attainable at first, and that's on me. I should think more of myself when it comes to what's attainable and what's not. And like, who cares what's not attainable? Be a little delulu. Be a little delusional. And it's so funny because that concept absolutely ties into stuff like liberation movements and stuff. What is the required part of being a part of something community oriented is having oodles of hope that it can be achieved. Because if not, you're just, in a sense, giving up. Um, and that energy can sort of infiltrate. So here we go. 4. I was going to repeat this chorus at first, but there's different stuff going on. So I do have to do a chorus again. And when I say repeat, I mean like just go back to the first chorus. Yeah, I have this little figure right here. I don't know if you can see it. You can. This guy. So this is why it's actually helpful that I'm doing the 12/8 because that doesn't look very cute. That'll be hard to read, I think. The more I talk musical jargon, the more I think I should probably be on the music on the music category. I wonder if it can be tagged like right now. I don't know. I've never switched categories. Uh, okay. I can. Wow. Let's let's do it. See, because I'm like, I feel like somebody just coming in here from just chatting will be like, what the heck? What language are you speaking? But yeah, I've seen production streams though, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Musical. We're we're gonna go into arranging music is already a tag. Oh my gosh. Um, Screen share. Okay, done. I don't know if it changed. Yes, it did. Okay. Okay, we're at 1 hour. We're at 1 hour, folks, and let's see what I did so far. We are changing this to 12/8 as a time signature. And we'll see who we get with this tag instead. We put from just chatting to music. We'll see. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. So if we're in 12/8, it'll be da da da. That's right. That's what that made me think of. Okay. I wonder if you can hear the police sirens. Uh, let's see how this will work. No. Ba, ba. Okay, we're gonna delete these. Okay, so I think this is the third. Ba, ba, okay. Ba, ba, down, down, down. So the last one should go here. No. Mm-hmm. Ba, ba, ba. So 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 3. Okay. Maybe I just do that. That's a little tough. Yeah, it's probably fine like that, actually. Kind of shows you that it's the same value, same ba, ba, ba. Let's do one of these. I'm gonna give it a little tenuto, give it a little emphasis. Is that redundant? I think it might be redundant. Redundant. Stretch your wrists. Okay, so we're deleting this. Here we go. Yapping and writing a musical. Yay, yeah. We got some goals, so some new stuff is on the Twitch. I'll just take a quick break real quick. We have a follower goal, so we're trying to get to 90 followers, and then 10 subs. I've actually never had a subscription before, so 10 subs. And yeah, just some little things. And yeah, thank you so much for joining my first stream. We'll see how this goes for tomorrow. I'm going to be doing this tomorrow as well. Still toying around with the times because when it comes to musicals, schedule shifts really frequently. So I initially was doing Fridays, and I will still do Fridays for now until October. So October it'll shift because the musical will start rehearsing in October. And this is Silhouettes of Scarlet once again. And cool thing though, my song Permanent, which you can actually find on all platforms, Boi Xochi. Um, here's my here's my name. I don't know why that's difficult. It's mirrored. So my song is in the musical, so that's also extra special, and I'm arranging that as well. So I can technically say that I am a composer in the musical as well, and I'm arranging it. So the work I'm doing when I do these arranging streams will be literally put into the book that will make up the score. And I'm really stoked about this. This is literally the stuff that I wanted to do when I was a kid. So yeah, like little me, little Sochi, like ages ago. Um, I can't math right now. In the early 2000s would be like, whoa. So that's where we're at right now. I actually am gonna take an actual 2 minute break because I need to get some more water because that is really important. We gotta hydrate, everybody. So in the meantime, uh, we I will be back in 2 minutes so I can get some water and probably a little snack. I'm running out of blueberries. So I'm just gonna put in the chat 2 minute break. Just gonna take a quick. Oh, I forget that I can't do it from OBS for some reason. That's okay. 3 minute break. I'll be right back. Here we go. Do 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 do. Bow. Okay, we're back. Hello. Um, whew, it is hot. It is a hot day or night. I don't know. Well, also, uh, gosh, I thought the window was closed because it's so hot, but whatever. Got some water, and this isn't a sponsored post by any means, but I gotta tell you, lupini beans, pickled lupini beans are so good. I have I have some like dysautonomia problems thanks long COVID, and these little snacks when I can't really find the energy to eat something, but I need to eat something. It's definitely a good call, and they are like, yeah, they're just pickled with garlic and rosemary. But I know I can make my own. I just bought some dry lupini beans, but yeah, they're really helpful for your salt intake and protein and fiber and stuff. So I try not to eat on stream, but or like eat too much, but just a little bit. So we're back. Oh, wrong one. Here we are. So we're working on this hit where the chorus stays the same for the most part. And I was like, don't want to go back to, like, say, go back to the chorus. But sometimes it's just worth it to write it straight through. Because I am thinking about the musicians' ease of reading as well as like how many pages they have to turn. Not everybody has an iPad to do, but yeah, so like I'm thinking about all those things when I do this. One, two. So yeah, it's not my favorite because it kind of breaks up the tree tree 3/8 notes, but it gives a sense that it's something different. So like one one and ba ba ba. So you have these 2/8 notes. So hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, this is a pretty difficult job as far as what will end up being like. I'm thinking about the score itself because I haven't even scratched the surface on doing like the lead actors part. Ooh, I will have to do that later. But I'm not focusing on those things because we're recording an EP coming up. So, so yeah, these got to change. And sometimes I'm like, does it even make sense? Oh wait, where's my thing? Does it even make sense to have so many slashes? Is it even that um much better to do that and have less information? But we'll see. When it comes to the sax, the last time I had a sax part, I did have too many slashes, but also the sax player didn't really read notes that much, so I'm like, I gotta figure out what to do. It's a toughie. This time we have a sax player um, who does read, so I will put a more intricate part for him. Okay, and then the question is, do I want bari sax or alto sax? Because alto sax is not always my favorite, but bari. Now that's pretty tasty. Okay, This is the last chorus. Ugh, why is it so finicky? Uh, don't know how to do. I wish there was something other than so. Hmm. Do these notes last the entire measure? Let's check that out. When I wrote it over here, it does. So, okay, so this is the time where I'm going to check the song, but I'm not going to play it over the stream because I don't want copyright stuff, even though my friend who wrote the song probably wouldn't mind. Just don't want to deal with it, you know? Okay. Yes, it does last the whole measure. So we're gonna do that. We're coming up on an hour and a half. Which you always want to double check the number of measures just in case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Sort of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, but the C7 is a long note here. Ugh. I wish it would just know that I don't want to put this note over the slash. Anytime I would think that I want to go back to college to like, I definitely have skill gaps, but anytime I think about that, I realize I have to ask myself, what is the actual want? Sometimes the want is just community. So, I do like school though, in a sense, but it was also miserable. Like, I mean, the amount of debt alone that I have is atrocious, but also the deadlines were miserable. I wasn't able to actually make income while I was doing it. I do think about at least going to like classes again, but maybe not for this. There's other skills that I want to have, and I think I'm good self-teaching for music stuff, except for like having a teacher again. That would be awesome. So, oh, this makes it better actually. So let's delete all this. I don't want this second part either. Wait, why did I even have that second part? So, train tracks. Okay. Train tracks are these. It's a caesura, but in the the circles I was in. They called it train tracks for some reason. I guess because it looks like train tracks. All right. So I don't think I need this second part here. Just messy. Oh, oh, I have this as a small guy. Small note. And the ending. Do, 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 do. I think that's why I had a second voice because I have the cue and then the actual chords coming in. So that's okay. Roll in. Eh, that's not what I want. Two. Someone do. Guess it's two beats. But we can always check. Hopefully this song. It's like a beat, honestly. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so we'll make this one. What do I have here? But, hmm. I want her to do it full beats. So there's a hopefully this song will do bum, bum, ba-da-da-ba-da-da. You know. Um, I know I just did a bunch of nonsense sounds. Bum. So I will have two beats. Mm, mm, mm. Let's do another bar. Mm. 1, 2, da 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 ba. So this will be the ending chord right here. Okay, so here's the vocal cue. We're gonna extend this. Why are those stems so long? They make me uncomfortable. So the vocalist can decide when they wanna release that note, but I'm just writing it like this. So there's like basically four, five. It's kind of a lot. Wait. Or they could do boom, boom, boom. Well, when in doubt, I can just ask later. Wait, no, not that. There you go. So there you go. The other job of a music director and even the arranger's job is to make sure everybody's speaking the same language as far as musical language goes. So this might look really interesting to somebody who doesn't read too much music or at least too many chords. Um, I do definitely hope that it makes sense. But I would basically say here's the vocal cue and the chords will be cued on top. Bow, bow. So these would just be emphasis. And once again, we're using plain English to say roll in. All right, let's take a look at this chart. I also need to check back here when I'm, skip right there. So we're gonna change these to these drum counts. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, whoa. Why did I do that? We wanted layout, making the system. So now we gotta make it easier to read. So far, it's not too bad. So this chart will be for guitar. I do want to have a separate chart for guitar so I could give them some more detailed notes. But yeah, one thing at a time. Rubato / no time. That's another one of those like define the thing and then the next time you do it, it'll make more sense. This part right here, I'm still not sure about, but I don't really care too much about semantics. Ooh, we love a one pager. Oh my gosh. Heck yeah. Berries that has nothing. Okay, we're done. Cool. We're at 1:30, or as far as like an hour and 30. So we finished redoing that chart. Ba-da-da-da-da. Let's see. Let's keep going. But I do want to keep track. So let me just write that down for myself. When it comes to, where did my thing go? Don't know. I had a notebook. There it is. It's back there. So it's really important when you're doing, I'll be full camera. It's super important when you're doing arranging where there's going to be a lot of files and a lot of tasks that are mini tasks along with the big task of finishing the song to keep yourself organized and have just like a task sheet. So super easy. This one is going to just keep track of, since we had to change the song from 4/4 to 12/8. It's just a lot of shifting around, but I also fixed some of the musical things. So for Untitled, I don't know if you can hear my pencil. For Untitled Love Song, we want um, chords, and then next we're gonna do we're gonna jump into the strings because the low priority for particularly the two songs that I'm doing by this artist is going to be drums, simply because the drummer um, for this artist has played these songs before. That's the only reason why it's not high on my priority list. Strings are absolute, besides the chord sheet, strings are absolute key. So when it comes to the chords, there's other tasks such as um, I might not export it right this second, but I do need to make sure I export it once I'm done with the stream or done with this work session. So we're going to have an export list and then have a specific file name. So the file name that I have is a little bit messy. I will have another save as. So these are like, I think of these, what it says Untitled Love Song 12/8 version. Um, that's kind of like a workshop sandbox title, but once it's actually like, this is the one that we're printing, that I will title a very different type of title, this will be for the EP. So it'll be Untitled Love Song, um, SOS EP, and then underscore BX, or like, my initials. So that's the titling that I go under. So that when I'm saving it, it'll be that. And if there are any major changes like I just did, I will title it something different so that I can go back and forth, right? So having an export list, and honestly, as much as having an export list um on my computer is helpful, and I'm gonna do that, but I prefer having it paper pencil, not gonna lie. But just for the sake of today, I will also have my just regular computer notes have the export list. So for today, Untitled Love Song, we are going to uh, 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 have chords. And when I say export list, I mean, what are you bouncing out as PDFs and then sharing it to the drive that you're going to share with everybody? Chords, string parts, sax parts, which we will do, and then what's next? The other one, chord, string parts, sax. I think that's it for now. Yeah, so we'll do drums another time. All right. Okay, chords are done. And the computer list is just so we have a place that it will be in case, I don't know, I lose this or something. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, back to here. Chords look pretty good. The only thing I'm missing here, and that I'll put on the score itself, is there's a tempo mark. What is the feel? The tempo isn't just the tempo, like 75. We also want to put what it actually is. So this will be like Motown doo-wop ballad. Doo-wop. I mean, we're not literally doing doo-wop, doo-wop. Okay. I'll say Motown ballad. Motown style. I'm gonna put that a little higher here. Probably can't see that. There it is. All right. So now we're going to the strings. I do have some of the string parts written already. So we're just going to be transferring it over. One moment. Okay, back. More blueberries. Okay, strings don't come in until the G minor measure. But this is going to be tricky because we're in 12/8 now. So we got to be very careful. I'm only going to do one measure at a time. Luckily, I don't have too much info here. Let's zoom out a little. So we want we're going to scoot these over here just so we save ourselves some grief. So yeah, we lost just the third note, not too bad. Oops. So these gotta move back. There is a cool function in Sibelius that I do like. I actually forgot about it the last time I did this. Is Shift Option Command, and if you're selecting something, you can just like press that, and if you're still having it selected, such as this note right here, I do Shift Option Command and I click wherever, and it'll post that or it'll copy that. Even if I do this, and then I don't know. I could literally do it infinite amounts of times and just hold it down. So that's pretty cool. So I don't have to like copy, do the Command C, Command C, Command C. I don't have to do that. Oh, I see. So I was supposed to shift this over. My bad. So it's rest. So we'll do that. We're going to do the Shift Option Command. And delete that. So between windows, though, we're going to do the regular copy paste. One, two, three, dun, 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 dun. So in this case, I'm going to shift this over here. Now my music theory brain is kicking in. I'm like, what is the easiest way to read 12/8 if you have like a super long note? So we're going to check that. Check that real quick. How to write. Hmm. Sometimes you gotta review. Okay, I know how to count in it, but I need to see how to, like, I don't think I should break up the triples or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so couldn't find a quick answer. I am not trusting AI like ever on stuff like this. It's really wild how with AI and music, they I know like makes mistakes with a lot of things, but it really blows my mind how it can make mistakes about simple music questions. I was reading yesterday about something as simple as what is the melody like with a what's it called? With a um the a melody like Wheels on the Bus. What are the notes of Wheels on the Bus go round and round? And AI, this guy was doing it, several different AI models, and all of them got it wrong, differently wrong. But that just blows my mind. I mean, I know that AI music is a thing. Ooh, that blueberry was showered. Excuse me. I know that AI music is a thing, and it does make me sad sometimes. However, I just, I guess the concept of music theory and making charts and like writing physical music, I guess AI can't yet take that job. So I guess that's a wee bit hopeful for me and people who do music. Pew, pew, pew. So in this case, we're gonna do just a tie. Da, da, da. I think having a rest will be good, actually. Ba. But this one has got a tie. Okay, bottom one is doing what? Same as everybody else. Q. All right, next part. One measure. All right. So we're doing. So in this one, the 4/4 version, might as well play you what it will sound like. And this does sound like Super Mario 64 strings, as you probably have already heard. But this is what it's supposed to sound like, but we're going to put it in 12/8, so it'll sound similar, but it'll just be played differently. Yeah, so that's what it's supposed to sound like. But we're going over here and making this sound like that, but in 12/8. Again, the only difference between 12/8 and 4/4 is the groupings of the eighth notes. So 4/4 is a duple meter, or we're working in twos and fours if you do like division of all the notes. Um, like 4 beats, it is divided by two. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and. But for 12/8, it's like 4/4 in that you'll still feel a big beat of 1, 2, 3, 4, but instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, we'll have 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Da, 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 da. That's the only difference. But it's written differently, and in my effort to be more I don't know, easier to read or something, I messed up and did it this way. I didn't necessarily mess up, but yeah, we just gotta shift it around. It's not a big deal. Why is it doing that? So that is gonna go. Supposed to be this. Boom. Cool. Cello's fixed. This has got to be fixed. Fixed. Cool. I'm just gonna do that. Boom, boom. And this one will kind of be like that one. So I'm actually gonna do a weird thing. No, wait, then I'll forget what the notes are. So I'm not gonna do what I thought. I was gonna copy the cello part, but then I would forget. Then this will be that. Cool, fixed. Okay, how does it sound now? We also haven't fixed the tempo. Cool. So it's actually not 75 anymore. We're going to shift the tempo to be a triple meter. So here we go. Oh, what happened? Oh, the menu's over here. We're going to do. So instead of quarter note, we're going to do quarter. Do it again. Sometimes this menu is a little cumbersome. Yes, okay. Equals 75. So this way, it'll measure the actual dotted quarter. There you go. Cool. Bobby. All right, now we're doing this guy. And again, we don't really have that much data here, so I'm not too worried about like this process being too slow because I literally realized that I should have done this on this measure, measure 8, super early. And it's because of this feel here. There's a triplet, and then when I wanted to do not a triplet, it sounded a little funky, and I know that the default is supposed to be a triplet, but we're not triplets now. We have a triple meter. Okay. Actually, we're gonna delete this. Meow. Okay. Because this is the triplet that we had over there is just gonna take up one beat. Oh, I was playing on the keyboard. Da, da, da. Oh, this can just be a that. Ooh, I just realized like I subconsciously quoted the musical. There's a little line, and the only reason why I noticed it is because the synth string sound sounds like the synth that was used. You wouldn't know this, but if you're, uh, you know, anybody who worked on the musical, you might. I feel like it's maybe an inside. It's just for me. But hey, I didn't intend to, and that's always cool when you do things unintentionally that end up being pretty cool. All right, so now that we got that, then there's a little bit more in the violin part. No. Oh, very high note. Lo siento. This will be a full measure. So at a certain point, we won't need this second copy, but for now, it's doing just fine. Copying and pasting. Definitely prefer this method over whatever the heck I was doing. Oh, because then I would have to like copy all the ideas and it would just be ugh, just be a mess. So last night I was doing mostly listening and taking notes on some of the references that I was given for this musical, particularly with this song and the other song that this artist Hazel wrote. And so I listened to a lot of Motown strings. I actually do have a playlist for it. And something I realized with Motown strings is that the parts aren't even that complicated. It's not even a lot of like 4-part harmony or like complicated counterpoint or anything. Sometimes there is, but it's when you're directly referencing classical music or Baroque music or something, which sometimes it does. There's a lot of cool references to Baroque music, especially in the 60s. But something I noticed is that there's a lot of unison lines. And so I'm trying to mimic that here. I do have some harmony, as you've seen, but when we get closer to the second verse, we will do a lot of unison lines, or maybe there's like just one harmony. We don't want to really burn them out as far as like how much they'll need to practice as far as the string quartet goes. So yeah, we're working with strings right now, as you couldn't tell, with the strange MIDI sound. I definitely wish I had a better sound, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's what I have been doing more of with arranging is like really getting a sense of what the artist was going for and not overdoing it. So hopefully this is gonna do the trick. So this part has two parts, so like a melody and a harmony right here. So that's a little bit more complicated there. We have the low cellos. But this part, I probably will do unison. So now we're getting to the arranging part. Let's see. Yeah, that would be cool to just have very spare, because it has some tension. Da, da, da. I love a good leading tone. See what's going on here in the melody. Oh, shucks. Let's see. Do any doesn't have feel good. Da, da. Okay. Absolutely. Also, I realize sometimes this happens when you finish a chord chart. You're like, oh, whoops, that chord's not supposed to be there. So it's G minor for two measures. This little part right here, do 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 do. This little part right here, you can see that. Ooh, that one will be unison for sure. So unison meaning two instruments are playing the same thing. Government's got so yeah, maybe harmony and then harmony breaking out into unison. It's usually the other way around. We can have this be I always wonder if I should do like everybody playing it or just the violins. I mean, let's see. Will viola hate me? I mean, not the violists that I know and love, but maybe. Could put an octave down. Let's do that. And luckily, this isn't being done right away. So if we hate it, we can scrap it. I'll give them a break right here. That's the other thing that was like kind of useful about going to college for this, but you can get it from an orchestration book. All right, you can. And a teacher. If you just have like a composition teacher, there's a lot of things in music school that were helpful. I'm rolling my eyes just because I don't, I'm not of the philosophy that people need to go to music school to do this type of thing. I just happened to. But if I really wanted to do this, I could have. What music school did help is have like a well-rounded sense of like I had sight singing classes, I was in choirs and took music theory that I maybe wouldn't have taken, but most of the stuff I use is from my arranging class, my score prep class. Definitely the sight singing. I still use that. So if you are going to music school, just be aware that I mean I wouldn't go into major debt about it, okay? But I don't regret getting a actual music degree, but I also wouldn't do it again. Does that make sense? I probably would have preferred to go to a state school so I didn't have this much debt. All right, I'm not gonna keep complaining about my debt, but it's just wild. It's just the thing of college being for some families it's just a no-brainer. Like you just have to do it. And like you're a failure if you don't. If you're watching this and you are a youngin and you're thinking about going to college or not, or you're thinking, I don't want to go to college yet, I don't know what I want to do, please listen to that. Um, and college will be there. And like if you want to do it, be smart about it. Really look at the loan stuff because like that stuff is really messed up right now as well. I can't even. So this I might break out into harmony. All right. I also forgot to do the lyric cues. Are there lyric cues here? Not really. Wait, that's flipped around. See, I notice things when I'm working on other stuff, but sometimes it's not bad. Ooh, I got a a D major chord. What is that? B flats. Ooh. Actually, it's an augmented chord. Da, 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 da. That's pretty. I want to try to give viola prettier parts, you know? Because I feel like viola is treated like the alto in the choir, and they are also an alto clef. So it'll sound okay. We need cello though. The other thing about Motown, I will say, just in my study of like the history and what makes the Motown sound is the wall of sound, where like it's not really that everybody's playing, but there's always something sonically going on. There's not a lot of pure silence. So far, everybody's playing, and you'll get texture because there's a lot of unison lines. So that's what we're gonna get. Something I forget is that cellos can play high. Sort of high. I really gotta review some of my string techniques. That was the thing that I did learn is you know, which strings are where, the open strings. And that's in an orchestration class, which you can also learn from a book. B flat. Ooh, that would be spicy. Yes, have the seventh in the bottom there. Maybe I'll have the seventh in the bottom again. I don't know. Maybe it's too avant-garde. Who knows? Hmm. D. A tritone. Too. I was about to say too fruity. I meant too cutesy. Maybe it's because I don't have the major seven. Oh, there's the root. Ooh, I can have a moving line. Hmm. What is that? G. Hmm. Oh, I guess that is an octave. So maybe that is why it was fruity before. I don't know why fruity works for me. I can't explain. It was too alive, so alive. It was too that. Oh my gosh. But I just love that viola line. Come on. Hmm. I guess that can work. That is pretty too. So we have G, D, E flat. We don't need another one. Oh, what is left? I guess F. Let's see. Kind of crunchy. Let's see. Excuse moi. That's my cue to drink water. Ya da da. Da 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 da. All right. So yeah, listen to a lot of the Supremes for this. A lot of Marvin Gaye, um, Four Tops. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, not a lot of full strings. However, Diana Ross, I did listen to. I had actually never listened to "Ain't No Mountain High Enough," the arrangement with Diana Ross. I haven't listened to that in its entirety. It is quite beautiful. I've only heard the part where it's like that part. I've only heard that. So it was pretty cool to listen to the whole thing. That is orchestral. Something that I think I'm missing if I could snap my fingers and have like more instruments on this. And we are hoping to do like a full orchestra, but we just have a short or a small one. I would love to have flutes, two flutes, because there's a lot of flutes on Motown. Flutes and harmony. Woo! So let's see. So da 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 dee da. What is it? Oh, I was on the wrong one. So let's check this. We have G, G and F, and then D. Yeah, it's a little too spread out. So, mm, yeah, we don't want the chord voicing to be too spread out. That sounds a little better. I want to do this chord. Yeah, what was it? D? Ooh. Okay, I need to make sure it doesn't clash with the melody, but if these notes move, that has some tension here. I have a pretty line for violin two. I'm looking vertically, but I'm also looking horizontally. Like, is the is the line fun to play? If the line is actually fun to play and it sounds pretty on its own, it might harmonically work as well. You don't always have to be right on the chord. So that's what I'm looking for too. But so let's just say we're doing this. I do want these to be a single bow straight bow. I can't think of the word. Bowed only once. So get rid of this. Ba-da, dun. So that's not going to be G. We want to have also a D. So we go back. Right? But we need it to be D flat. That's not right. D. Why doesn't that sound right? Oh, it's the C. That's why. I don't think we need a 7, actually. Guess we do. All right, we'll make this a D flat. Okay, we're changing that then. Okay, not as fun, but it'll do. I was really excited for that. But now we have contrary motion, which is really nice. Instead of everything moving in parallel, moves opposites instead of right. Okay, we're at like almost 2.5 hours here. We're making some pretty music. Mm, as much as I want to go down the octave, I think we still want it higher. Why does that D flat not work? Oh, that's why. Keep forgetting about that dang alto clef. Ugh. You know, I changed my mind about the D flat. We don't need it. I wish I had. I wish I captured that idea. I had it at the thought, at the top of my mind, back of my mind, but dang it. Well, three blind mice. That's fine. We don't need that. Yes, I literally am going way back until I got rid of. Yes. You know what? I'm gonna double it. I'm gonna double the G flat. Where is the question? Yeah, that B flat doesn't need to be there. Or that C. Da -da, da -da, yeah. That's pretty. A little iffy. Hmm. It's a little too dramatic. Maybe, you know what I'm thinking? This should be for the second chorus, like the drama of it, I guess. Dun. This is definitely going to be piano though, or maybe mezzo piano. You know, I could also scrap all of this and just have the this. Honestly. Okay. So, since we're probably gonna do that, just so many split-second decisions like that, or like where I'm like, well, I did all this brain power. Maybe I'm thinking too much. That happens. So we're gonna capture the idea and then delete it. No, not all of it though. What am I doing? So let's do this. Copy. Yeah. I know it's hard to like think about it when it's isolated, but when I think of the track, it makes sense. I'm using that feature again. It is kind of a fake out. Please be fun. Okay. Gonna take a second to have a bit of chocolate. It's a bit late, but that's okay. I'll probably give, I know it's boring, but I'll give the cellist the root there. What are we doing here? Okay, now I'm wondering what to do next here. Let's go back. I do want a space there. Uh, yeah, full measure, or I mean, sorry, full beat of space. Okay. Amor. Okay, what else is happening in that part? First, I gotta tell you, it feels sometimes really weird to do things like, streaming or even just like creative things in music when it's so dystopian. But I do think that art is really important. I mean, but it's honestly, as long as you're saying something, um, you're not just, I mean, everybody's got to make money in capitalism and whatever. But what really helped me out is stopping thinking about writing music as a means to get money because it just killed it for me. I started writing based on the ideas that were tugging at me, so that helped. So I wrote something uh, a while back. I want to say a couple months ago, a few months ago, and I forgot about it. And then I happened upon the lyrics, and I was like, "Shoot, well that's relevant." And it was about the concept of one day we will all have been against this the whole time. That type of idea. And we're talking about genocide and um, state violence, political violence in all the ways. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. Um, Especially the type that is for like, political violence of poverty, political violence of forced starvation, food apartheid, real like just straight up apartheid, all that stuff. And the song was like, one day when the coast is clear, when the cost is erased, um, one day, or like, which God will you face? And by then we'll all have been against this. So yeah, I found that in my journal and I was like, oh, I remember the melody for this. This is important. Not necessarily that my voice is more important than anyone else's, but it's important to make art in these times. Like extra. Your voice is important. Um, and uplifting others' voices is important. Uplifting Palestinian voices, uplifting Black voices, uplifting Indigenous voices. Um, because it's not all about the freaking algorithm. Like, take out a piece of pen and paper and start writing. Or take out, heck, you can like find beats online if you want to just do it on the computer. You can find beats online. Start actually like making something, or drawing or dancing. Like, it's so important. Sorry, I had to say that. And like, you don't have to make money on it. Just do it for your soul. Do it for your soul. Because of those songs that I wrote in the last 3 months, I haven't released any of them, but it was good for my soul at the time. I was writing about stuff like the concept of losing yourself in another person and how you're not really losing yourself. And to resign yourself to being lost in another person is like you misplaced yourself. You'll find it again. Um, Same thing with purpose. That's just something I was writing. And like instead of yapping about it on the internet, which is also fine, But like instead of yapping about it, I wrote a song. Cause I realize I like to yap and do these things, but I forget that I'm a songwriter and a poet. So yeah, and you don't even have to like identify as a poet or identify as a writer, but you're human. So you are creative just by nature of you being human. You are human. So if we recognize the humanity of other people, like extra hard right now, extra humanity, um, then we have to like care about all these things that are happening. We must because they're creative too. They're just like you. They're not alike. We're not like, we have different experiences and different circumstances, obviously, but we all are creative just by being human. And it doesn't matter how much capacity you have to be creative. You're creative in other ways too. You don't have to be an artist, artist TM, but problem solving, math, cooking. I also have a creative outlet of cooking. But anyway, right now my creative outlet is arranging, and I'm finding a lot of joy in the arranging strings to meet the need of the song, but also to communicate something that the song communicates on its own, but then like amplifies it. That's kind of the job of the arranger is to amplify the message of the song and to not distract as well. So that's why I might have a big idea with the harmonies, like really tension and release, but then at the end of the day, is it serving like that's the first two measures of the chorus? We kind of want to hear it, you know? That's my 2 cents. So, in the spirit of that, I'm just gonna hang out for this G7 here for the singer. Let's see. Okay, so even the voice has a different rhythm for this. It's like da. So I'm gonna change it. Also, the track has a piano part, and the piano part gives me little ideas for the violin part, maybe. Oh. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, keep it simple in the beginning and maybe build upon it later. Okay, just listening a little bit. I want to keep it simple, but also I could just do long notes. It would be kind of weird if I hung back on these long notes. Yeah, let's make that a little longer. Wow. I just realized that a dotted whole note. My brain, my music theory brain. It's okay. The whole time I don't know why I wasn't thinking about a dot on a dang whole note, but I'm not gonna be too hard on myself because I'm not an encyclopedia. People might think I am, but I'm not. I am not. So that actually makes things easier. Let's fix those. Boom. Boom. We love that. So then this can be this. Thank you. I don't know why I'm saying thank you, but ooh, I forgot a chord here. So that do is also that. I knew something was up with that. I was just thinking about the like editing of this video and like me making that mistake and then just having to be like, don't worry, I edit it later. But at the same time, if I have some rage bait for the music theory bros, I get engagement. So it's a win-win. Is there any more? Yeah. Oh yeah. Here we go. That's fine. I can't believe that. Okay, I'm liking this so far. I'm just gonna listen to it again with it in context. I also need a lyric cue here. So it's My Love, I Adore You for the chorus. Adoro. My love, I adore you. To. All right, in context, I'm just gonna go from here. I adore you, you know that I want to. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'll put a chord here. Ba. Yeah, I'll give the what is it? Hmm. This is all right. We're at 15 minutes till the 3 hour mark. I could go. I could keep going, or I can stop. I do need to probably take a bigger break than this. Let me check if that's an actual two beat. Adore you, and I want to. Okay, yeah, it's two beats. Well, somebody will have a don't. Ooh, I'm a sucker for the moving lines. Posture. Da, da. Ooh, that might be nice. I mean, I guess that's a violin one line. Okay. Uh, Little gray snow on the violin. Appoggiatura. First. Hmm. Ugh. Do, do. That's what I want. La la la. Ba, 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 ba. Huh. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe a little trill instead. Trill, trill, trill. Trill. Turn. I don't know which one I want. Does that even sound? Oh. Interesting. I mean, that is an interesting concept. Maybe I don't even need the thing there. What if I just do... Oh, I put this on this. Little Baroque action there. Maybe I need a need this one. What did it do? I really don't know what it did. Forgot that I wanted the D up there. Yeah, that works. All right. My love, I adore you. You know that I want to play, baby. Okay, there. Where is this going? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Ow. Okay, I'm getting to solo strings mode. Okay. Want to say today. Ah, it's not too bad to have that. Maybe the cello can double. Hmm. Do-do-do-do. Hmm. Why does that not sound right? Mm. The B wants to go to the C, but I don't know. I guess we could do a G. More than I can say. More, more can say. That'll work. More can say. I kind of want this to be my. Mm, mm, mm. I guess it's on a C. I want it to be a moving line. Doo. I guess this would work together. A on the bottom is pretty nice. Da. All right. Da, da, da. That'll work. Yeah. But until then, hopefully this song will do. Little cookie cutter. Da, da, da. Ooh, it could do that like Motown thing. Da, bow. If that makes sense. Da, da. So then just so this. What is this? A flat. So we're gonna do this and that. Dum ba da 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 da. Okay. Boom. Okay. Actually, it's gonna be a staccato. I could have highlighted it and done the staccato motion, but ugh, I didn't. But it's okay. Brum, bum. This might be pretty cool. Dang, I might have put this in the wrong place. But we're at the 3 hour mark. So, we're going to review what we've done so far. So let's check it out. That's kind of cute. I like it. I like it. What if we did? I forgot what that's called. Tremolo? Yes. Okay, can't do that. Let's go back. So we got a lot of headway done. First of all, we switched from the 4/4 chart to the 12/8, and it's something I discussed with the artist. I was like, I wrote it in 4/4, but maybe we should do it in 12/8. What do you think? And they said if it's easier for the artist to get like the feel, or sorry, for they are artists, but the musicians to get the feel, let's do it. So we are starting from the this section. So it starts with you, and I don't feel so lonely and feel blue. Right there. So, boom, boom, feel blue. I was in the wrong key. Whatever. Ooh. That sounds so Super Mario with these strings. I know what I did. I realized that this C comes later and it actually should be over here. So before I forget, I'm gonna move that. Not a big deal. I thought it was a bigger deal than it was. It's like, what is going on? So that goes at the hopefully this song will do, and then it goes into an instrumental part. So this is on the oh, it's not a C minor. Okay. I have to listen to that again. But good news is I can just move this. It says C9. I gotta check that. I know we're at the 3 hour mark, but I will forget if I leave this. Mhm. I don't know why I put C9. Hmm. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's right. But it is a C major. So we have this E flat hanging out there. Um, we do not want that C flat. I mean, not C flat, sorry, E flat. So we want it to be at E. Oh, we'll see if it even sounds good like that. Ooh. Yeah, I might change the melody then. There's more that I could say. Oh, it's a sea. Yeah, then it's like a tritone. It's kind of weird. Guess everything else works. Yeah, we need that E flat to be a. Uh, uh, that little dominant chord with a thump is so Super Mario, and that's why I'll never mind these MIDI strings. It's just so precious. Uh, there's more. I feel like this moment should be a little more still as opposed to motion going on. So that idea is already over there. Ah. So we're gonna make this longer. All right. Okay. Let's do that. Not everything has to be moving. Ba, ba, ba. That works for me. Hopefully this. And then we'll have the long strings there. All right, alas, it is time. I will keep working on this tonight, but we're stopping the stream for now because I gotta take a break and stretch and all that. And it's been a long stream. So, um, yeah, if I feel inclined, I might hop back on when I do these if I feel strikes my fancy or something that I want to talk about, a cool part or whatever, then I'll do that. But make sure to save. And if you are doing stuff like this, or well, let me go back to my mode. If you do arranging or you want to start learning how to do this, please reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. You can also email me. Um, you can email me info@boixochi.com. You can visit my website. My website's kind of bare, not gonna lie, but working on it. And make sure to visit my Instagram. That's where I'm active the most, although I'm trying to be less active on that platform. If you know, you know. I'm also on Substack, obviously Twitch. Yeah, Substack. What's the other one? Patreon. I have a Patreon, and that is probably the best way you can support me as far as me, the individual, the musician, creator, creative person. I have two campaigns that really need your help, like desperately. Hala Alcasas. Um, she is a 16-year-old in North Gaza, and they desperately need help. And I have been directly communicating with this family, with Hala and her brother, and they desperately need materials for a tent. They were displaced literally this week, and they need tent materials by the end of this week. Um, or just as soon as possible. So the sooner that that campaign can get your attention, and even if you give something like $5, or if you want to make content to help these campaigns, I am only one person, so it would mean a lot for you to reach out to me to join the team. I have a group of my friends, and we're doing the best we can to get this campaign out. So far, we've actually raised, I want to say $1,600, which is amazing, but the need is so high and it's going very fast. The updates in North Gaza and the displacement and just constant bombing campaign by Israel. So we want to get people to safety, and if you have been seeing any campaigns floating around. There are ways to get involved and even go to gazafunds.com. I believe it's .com. And you can find a Palestinian fundraiser that is vetted, and they especially highlight the ones that have stagnant donations. So Gaza Funds is great for that. And there's a lot of misinformation. Oop, there's a lot of misinformation about these campaigns, and that, oh, money's not getting in, food isn't getting in, so how would these even help? There is food that is being sold at such exorbitant prices, and again, information is moving very fast, and I honestly wish that more people paid attention to what is going on and how we can like band together and stop this, um and not on um freaking discourse, you know? There's actually direct things you can do. There are people you can get involved with. And yeah, and it's not just this genocide. Obviously, there are other genocides that you can help spread the word, such as the genocide in Congo. Um, be a part of the campaign to stop buying new tech. Our over reliance on lithium and cobalt, coltan is killing the Congo and is making it so that people are enslaved. And just read about Congo, read about Sudan. Sudan has been in the stage 5 famine since last year, you guys. Sudan is really important to keep up on. But yeah, there's a creator named Logan who says pick a lane and drive fast. It's not that you have to be in a bajillion places at once. All of these struggles are connected, and it's picking a when it comes to mutual aid, there's even mutual aid in your neighborhood, in your um, your Instagram feed. There's people who have needs, and you can help people. And, we're all a part of our own survival. And that's why solidarity as opposed to charity is really the way to go, because solidarity is that your survival is connected to mine, you know, and so Hala, who I've been talking to for a month plus, her survival is connected with mine. Like, I want to make sure, especially because we're friends, like, we've become friends. I want to make sure that she gets her needs met and her family's needs met. And it hurts my heart. It actually hurts to hear that she is struggling, that, she has a cut, and that cut could get infected because there's not proper medical care. There's not proper money for like bandages and things like that. Like, that's not okay. And when we're talking about Gaza, we're also talking about unhoused people in your backyard, and unhoused people, like all the things that I was describing, like having a cut and it getting infected and not having proper care. That could also be folks down the street from you, if we're actually treating them like human beings, treating the people who live on the street and that are your neighbors as well as your neighbors that have houses. But yeah, how you treat um, others that aren't like you, that aren't living the same way as you. So I just want to talk about that for a sec. I still am figuring out my format with these Twitch streams, and we're switching it up. So we're gonna be doing more of this. I had a good time with this. Next time I'm gonna try to be on tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Follow me if you're watching this later. Follow me so that you can see when I'm going live. Um, I don't yet have like a solid schedule, but I have a feeling that Fridays will be changing on October. So I think it's October 3rd will be the first Friday that I'm not going to be streaming at all, because I'll be doing the rehearsal. So yeah, I'll be doing the rehearsal, and that will, so Fridays are still going to be a thing up until then. It's September 12th, and so I'll be on here every Friday. Um, but yeah, so I still want to play video games. So also stay tuned for that. So we'll see how it goes. No promises, but as soon as I know, you will know. I also have a Discord, so follow me on all the things. I will flash the stuff real quick. Yeah, I also am on TikTok. Occasionally, I go live on TikTok. Um, so that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. But today we're not rating because we only have one person in. But you, I am performing for you, you know? So we'll see each other hopefully tomorrow, but if not, I'll see you next Friday as well.